Welcome to Fantasy Alarm TV, everybody. I'm your host, Jeff Mans, with another edition of the Top 5. What is this? This your ice cream? Oh, this is just something I wear around the house. Just a little thing I wear around the house. You know, I do it sometimes. Like, it's just something they give to people that won $100,000 at the Playboy Mansion playing DFS baseball. I'm sure most of you guys have that already. So on with the. They don't. Really? Okay, just me. I guess it's just me that has this. Either way, top 5. Today, we're focusing on DFS, and we're going over the best tips and tricks for everybody out there. Best way to win, large field GPPs, 50-50s, all the tips and tricks that are in our toolbox. Let's start out. Number 5, fundamentals. Larger the 50-50, the better chance to win. Chances are, the larger the field, the lower the pay line most of the time. That's a big deal. If you're, depending on what site you're on, let's say you have 42 points in an afternoon and, you have a 10-person 50-50, well, the pay line might be 46, whereas if you had 1,000 people or even, 500 or 200 people and that the pay line might have been 38. It's the difference between winning and losing your cash games. And the difference between winning and losing your cash games is how much tournaments you can play. The more tournaments you play, the more opportunities you get to win. Just science, people. Number 4, important one. You got to be okay with losing. You can't be so disappointed, so ruined internally when you have a bad night or 2 bad nights or a bad week, even a bad month. They're going to happen. There's no way around it. It's inevitable. Don't get too down on yourself. Find a process, develop a system, and go with it. Give it an opportunity to succeed. Number 3, using umpire data. Umpire data literally got us this lovely robe you see before me here and the big ginormous check that we received as well. Ed Hickok was umpiring the Padres-Reds game. He's very favorable, more favorable to home teams than he is to visiting teams, and he squeezes the opposing pitcher. It's been documented. He's done it in his career. He's done it up to that point this year. So we decided the patient top of the Reds order was a good contrarian stack to make. We did it, took home the title. Umpire data played a key role on that. Number 2 for me, research pitchers and catchers' ability to hold on runners and to catch would-be stealers. If a catcher can't throw anybody out, the Sandy Leones of the world or what have you, they're going to steal more. Then you could use a guy like Billy Hamilton more often, or an Adam Eaton, or some of these fringy type guys that you may not want to use ideally because they could rack up multiple stolen bases. Anybody against John Lester also a major plus. And my number 1 tip and trick for DFS winning, pay attention to a team's bullpen when you're stacking. The major thing, the Padres bullpen is really good. When we stacked the Reds, they had been struggling. Sure enough, Quackenbush came in, Benoit came in, and both surrendered runs in our win at the Playboy Mansion, and this happens all the time. You got to research how the bullpen's doing. You stack against the starting pitcher, but if he's out in 1 2/3 innings and you only got 4 or 5 runs, that's not enough to win you a large field GPP. Those are my top 5 tips and tricks for winning DFS. You can check me out on Twitter at Jeff_Mans. Check out the DFS MLB Playbook. That's fantasyalarm.com/playbook and go pro. It's $20 a month. Easy. For the top 5 in Fantasy Alarm TV, this has been Jeff Mans.